evening and welcome back to our children's virtual program, Book Tasting, where I read the first 2 pages of books in the children's collection. So if you've been following us for the past few weeks, you've known that we've been reading different books in the Dork Diaries series, and we are back with book 6. And this week our main character, Nikki, is trying to figure out if her crush, Brandon, wants to go to the dance with her. But of course, there's someone who keeps getting in the way, her not-so-best friend, Mackenzie. How to know your crush likes you. He wants to go with you to the biggest dance of the year. There's totally still time to ask him. OMG, what if he doesn't say yes? OMG, what if he likes Mackenzie? As always, I'll be reading the first few pages. OMG, I'm suffering from the worst case of crushes ever. This morning I had these fluttery butterflies in my stomach that were making me feel super nauseous, but in a really good way. I felt so insanely happy I could just vomit sunshine, rainbows, confetti, glitter, and those yummy little Skittle candy thingies. I still can't believe my crush Brandon actually texted me last night after I left his birthday party, and you'll never guess what happened. He asked me to go to Crazy Burger. And yes, I know it's not like a real date or anything, but still. I was so elated I blasted my fave music and danced around my bedroom like a maniac. Hey, I was beyond fierce. I was an air guitar playing dancing machine. After dancing in my room for an entire hour, I was so tired I could barely breathe. That's when I collapsed into a wheezing sweat, soaked mass of body odor, and sheer exhaustion. Why? Because any minute now, Brandon was going to contact me so we could make plans to hang out at Crazy Burger. So I snuggled into a comfy chair and stared at my cell phone and waited patiently for his call. I waited, and waited, and waited, and waited. Before I knew it, it was bedtime, and I felt like I'd been waiting forever. But no call, no email, not even a text message. I even checked my cell phone to make sure the battery thing hadn't run down or something. Unfortunately, my last call was from my BFFs, Chloe and Zoe. They had called me late last night with some really juicy gossip. Apparently, someone had showed up at Brandon's party unexpectedly to drop off a present for him shortly after I had left. You'll never guess who it was. Mackenzie. Okay, I'll admit, it was really nice and sweet of her to do that. But she had totally overlooked one very important little detail. She wasn't invited. Which meant Miss Thang had basically crashed Brandon's party. Like, who does that? My BFFs told me Mackenzie was twirling her hair, giggling, and talking with Brandon like crazy. Then she got really super serious and asked to talk to him privately about something really important. Just great. Now I'm really starting to worry. What if Mackenzie told him some awful lies about me so he wouldn't want to be friends anymore? She was always talking about me behind my back and saying stuff like, Nikki is a hopeless, insecure fashion challenge, diary-obsessed dork. Which is not true. Well, maybe a little true. Okay, actually a lot true, but still. Why did all of these things have to happen just when Brandon and I were about to have our very first date? Please, 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 please let Brandon call me tomorrow. Alrighty, I am ending it there. If you are interested in Dork Diaries Book 6, it is available inside the children's collection. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week for a new book.